Good morning and welcome to this week in my life. I'm really excited to take you along with me this week. It is a pretty special week because I'm out of office the whole week and I'm doing a staycation, which I'm really excited for. At my job, we actually get unlimited paid time off, and I'll talk a little bit about what that means, as well as just intersperse some questions y'all asked me on my Instagram, which you should definitely check out here. I'll just be putting the answers to those questions throughout the video, and I'll have timestamps below so that you can skip to them. But anyway, yeah, I'm just out of office this week with my unlimited vacation. I just decided that the end of summer, it's mid-August now, would be a good time to take off from work. So that is what I'm doing, and I have a lot of things to take care of. I made a list of things I need to do, things I want to do, just general get my life together type of things, which I think will be fun to take care of. So it is Tuesday now. This past weekend I visited some of my family, so that was fun, but I didn't vlog that. So I'm just gonna start this week here, and yeah, I'll take it from here and see how it goes. So I do have some computer related tasks I need to take care of now. I'm listing something on Facebook Marketplace for my mom because she doesn't have a Facebook account. I'm supposed to order a couple of things, just things like that. So I'm just gonna do those from bed this morning to just get them out of the way so that I can start the day. Okay, I got this scooter from TurboAunt, so thank you so much for sending that over. I'm going to unbox it and then charge it and then hopefully use it later. I'm so excited. I've really wanted an electric scooter, so I hope this does the trick. I think it's all angels just walk by. Aside from my soul. Okay, I put the scooter all together and now I'm just letting it charge, which should be so exciting. It says it fully charges within 5 to 8 hours, and then it has a 20-mile range, which is crazy, so I'm so excited to use it. Okay, don't mind the sheet on the couch. We just have that for the dog right now. But I have this Q&A up from my Instagram, so you should definitely check that out if you don't. But I'm just gonna answer one of the questions now from it, and I'll just keep doing these throughout the week because I think it might be interesting. Okay, I'm just gonna answer this one first because I have a video about it. Jim says, just graduated boot camp. Any tips on preparing for the job search and time management? I actually have a video about finding a job after a boot camp, so I will link that down below. I think that has good information. It's really not fun looking for a job, but I wish you the best of luck. Just apply everywhere. That's my main suggestion. You just need one acceptance in a pool of applications, so that's my thought. It really sucks, but you got this. You'll get through it. Somebody asks, hi Lena, what advice do you have for interns wanting a return offer? Congrats on having a summer internship. I know they're really fun. I think that just making sure that you're doing the best that you can do, just talking to your manager, figuring out, it's always good to ask directly for feedback. So maybe at the midpoint of the summer, I know we're approaching the end of the summer, but just ask if there's anything they think that you can improve on, and then you'll sort of get a sense, I think, of what they're thinking about you, and you can use the remaining time in your internship to sort of work on the things that they might be most concerned about. I know a lot of times companies don't have headcount, and it's not on you if you don't get a return offer. So yeah, the process sucks, but you got this. Okay, and I'll just answer one more now. Somebody asked, do you plan on sticking with your company long term, or do you want to bounce around? I mean, I don't want to bounce around super frequently. Like, I'm not going to bounce around year to year. I actually just passed the 1-year milestone of working where I work, so that's pretty cool. But I think as a software engineer, it is good to switch companies semi-frequently, like probably more than you would in another role, just for a bunch of reasons. One, usually every time you switch, you get a salary increase, assuming that you're sticking in the corporate world and with companies that are capable of paying you at the market rate of a software engineer. So that's definitely a good reason to switch, just for the salary increase. But that's not the only reason. I think you can get tired of working on the same tech stack or on the same problem, even if you switch teams within a larger company. I know if you're working at a Google or something, there's a lot of variety in what you could work on, so that might be good. But even just moving from a smaller company to a larger company, or a larger company to a smaller company, I think can give you a lot of new skills and new challenges. So I think it is good to bounce around. So yeah, I would definitely see myself moving companies within the next few years or so. Now there goes a sight from
There goes a sight, there goes a sight. Now there goes a sight for my soul.
Okay, I just popped by the store because I wanted to get a couple of things to make risotto. So I got spinach, some chicken broth, this onion, cheese, thyme, and some sliced mushrooms, and I'm gonna make it all in the Instant Pot. I thought that'd be a fun little activity for the day, and so I'm just gonna put it all away real quick because I don't want to make it right now, but I'll probably make it later or tomorrow. Okay, I just got back from the gym and I ate some lunch. I had some leftover mac and cheese and broccoli, which was actually quite tasty. And now I have some stuff to do today for YouTube. Mainly, I need to film a sponsored clip for a video. So I'm gonna do that, but I think first I'm working on a birthday present for Sarah. And I need to put it together. So yeah, I'm just gonna do a little arts and crafts project. I don't really want to get too into what the birthday present is because it requires a lot of explanation, but basically I'm just gonna glue some stuff and do some photos and yeah, just chill for a little bit and work on that. Hi.
I scooted here.
We're just taking the scooter out for its first spin. So exciting. It's such a nice day in the park to scooter around. We're having so much fun. It's so cool. Okay, good morning, happy Wednesday. I just woke up, had some coffee, which is really nice, and I have a bunch of things that I need to do today that I didn't get to yesterday related to YouTube stuff. Mainly, I need to film a sponsored segment and edit a video. So yeah, normally I would just be doing this like after work or during my work week, so it does get to be a lot. So it is kind of nice that on my week off, I have more time to do this, but at the same time, it's like I took a week off and I still have to work in a sense. But yeah, I'm just gonna do that. My room right now is a little bit of a disaster, so I think I'm just gonna clean my room and then I will get dressed for the day and then just set up this filming segment so that I can film this clip.
Something about you supernatural. I get goosebumps every time you call. Got me running through my fantasies. 40 West, I'm doing 93. Tell me where the sparks come from. Don't know, did we both bring some? Doing something that I can't explain. Lately, no, I'm not the same. You're just like magic.
Okay, sorry if you can hear the AC. It's just too hot right now for me to not be using the AC. But I have gotten ready for the day, and now if you want a little look at behind the scenes of what like a sponsorship entails typically. So I have this whole doc with info about what I'm talking about, some sample bullet points that I'm supposed to say in the content. And so what I typically do is sort of condense it down to my own bullet points that I want to say, or the things that I actually think or have value to me. And then I sort of write that up a little bit just so that I have a list of my own talking points that I want to talk about in the shout out. And then I'll just film the sponsored segment like this. So right now I'm just gonna write up those bullet points, and then I'm gonna go ahead and film. Okay, I just finished editing my script and filming the sponsored content, so now I'm actually gonna pop downstairs and just edit the video that I have for this week so I can send it over to the brand for approval. Hey, we're heading over to Starbucks to get some new fall drinks that we've never tried. Our local indie. Yeah, we go to other coffee shops too, but Starbucks is fun. Congratulations on the new home!
Thank you, I bought it!
Okay, hey, I just thought I would end out this video just by answering a couple more of the questions that y'all sent me on Instagram, because I think I got to some of them, but not at all of them. So thank you everyone who participated. This is from Sophie Baker. Thank you for sending in your question. You said, what tips can you give to students in high school that are planning to become a software engineer? What websites can we use to start getting familiar with code, and what language should we start learning first? So I think that even if you don't want to become a software engineer, learning to code and even starting in high school or whenever you start is always a really good idea. I think it's such a marketable skill no matter what field you go into, so I definitely suggest learning to code in some capacity if you are able. I think there are a lot of really great programs out there if you want to do more of a structured learning experience for coding, especially if you do identify as a woman. I know here in the US we have a lot of things like Girls Who Code that have summer programs and also after school classes. I think that's always a good place to start. I actually at one point was an instructor for such organizations, and they're really great, and I just think they provide a really good fundamental introduction to computer science. But I think most coding classes, especially in the high school level, will actually start you out with Scratch, which you might hate because it looks like it's designed for children, and I wish they would make like some sort of Scratch thing that was not designed for children. But the fundamentals and just general idea behind coding I think is actually encapsulated pretty well in Scratch. So I would suggest using Scratch as an intro to coding if you've never coded before. It's basically a platform made by MIT, and I think it is really excellent in teaching to code. When I've been an instructor for coding classes in the past, we've all used Scratch because it's just that good. So if you can get over the fact that it's a little juvenile, I think it's actually a really great resource. But beyond that, I would definitely suggest Code Academy, and for your first coding language, I would suggest either Java or Python. I feel like those are the most two common ones that people learn, and I think Python is an easier language to learn. So it's up to you, but those are just some of my suggestions. It's really cool that you're already interested in computer science. Okay, two of my friends asked any future van life vlogs, or when are you gonna start living in a van? Never. I could never do that. What did I major in? I majored in computer science, and I didn't have a minor because the school I went to didn't offer minors. Would I rather work from home or the office? I prefer the office. I love the separation of work and home personally, and I'm a little concerned that my office is gonna close soon, so I am trying to go in more just to take advantage of it, just because our COVID numbers have been increasing here in New York, so get vaccinated, please. Travis asks, do you still apply a lot of the stuff you learned with your computer science degree to your work now as a software engineer? I would say, and I think most people say this, it actually is kind of different. Like, you learn a lot of things that you don't necessarily use on a day-to-day basis. However, I think like the actual problem solving and the basics, data structures and algorithms, you're always using as a software engineer. And I don't think I would be as good as I am at my job without that computer science background. Someone asked, can I start coding at the age of 31? Obviously, my answer is you can start learning to code at whatever age, unless you're like 2 years old. Whenever I see kids books for coding, I'm like, that's too young. Somebody says, how valuable are social skills for your job? I'm very shy and scared of public speaking. I think that they're actually a little more important than people often let on. It's not the end of the world, and definitely I think in any job you would get better at social or soft skills the more you were in the job, especially if the job were in person or you had to give presentations or things like that. So it's just something that you develop over time, but I think that if you start a job as a software engineer, you will definitely grow in that capacity, and it is important for your work. A couple questions on how I got my first job. If we are talking about my first real job that I had out of college, I have an entire video on all of this, but my first real job was a return offer from an internship that I had that I really liked, and I got the internship via a referral from someone from my school, and then I did their interview process. Did you start coding at college? Did you think it was hard at first? I did basically start coding in college. I did some, like a little bit of coding before I got to college, but I really started learning in college, and I thought it was so hard at first. I was actually like doing the worst in my computer science courses out of all of my classes at first, so definitely shows you that they are hard, but if you stick with it, I think you will definitely learn a lot. And the last question I'm gonna answer here, there were a lot of good ones, so sorry if I didn't get to yours, but we'll definitely do it again, is how is it being a woman in software engineering? I think that it obviously comes with its challenges, as does being any minority in any kind of field. Especially, I experienced being both the only woman and also the youngest person on my team, and I think that in combination can cause a lot of imposter syndrome, or just kind of a feeling of being the lowest on the totem pole, which is never a good feeling to have. It can be difficult, but I think a good strategy is to find other people in your niche, other women in tech, other underrepresented groups in tech, and just make sure that you have some community, some people to talk about it with. And I'm really glad that on YouTube I have a community as well. It's part of what I like about being on YouTube, so yeah. Anyway, that's where I'm gonna end this video. Thank you so much for watching. I hope I answered some of your questions, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.
Missing someone